Hopefully you've never been fired from a job, but if you have, what is the craziest reason? We have a whole bunch of people who shared the craziest reasons that they were actually fired for. I got fired from a public library for taking 2 carts to collect books from the outside drop box instead of 1. The past few times I'd emptied the drop box, it required 2 trips, so I brought 2 carts out instead. Efficient! It turns out the matter of how many carts were used in emptying the drop box was a matter of a library board vote, and I was in violation of a town ordinance. What do you mean? You were being an efficient employee. You were getting the job done quicker and more efficiently. But yes, let's fire them. I was fired because my voice didn't sound masculine. Of course not. I am a woman and was when he hired me. I mean, I'm confused, so I can only imagine how confused you were when you were fired because of that. I was working in a family drugstore as a stock clerk when I was 16. One evening, the owner asked me to get his grandma, who was working the cash register, a hamburger from the fast food place located just across the street. Apparently, she had to eat exactly at 7, so I left at 6:45. Upon my return, I was knocked over by a bicyclist who lost control of his bike while trying to light a cigarette. He knocked the food out of my hand and it got run over by a car. That is worst case scenario. So I headed back to the burger joint and bought another burger and made it back by 7:05. The owner fired me for being 5 minutes late. I left there and ate the burger on the way home. Oh, as you should have. Are you kidding me? Absolutely eat that burger. Eat that burger on the way to the courthouse to file your complaint. I had an allergic reaction at work and asked to go to my car to get my Benadryl. My boss said he didn't see the reaction and fired me for trying to do drugs. If my throat weren't swelling shut, I would have told him off. Just imagine worst case scenario, and God forbid something happened to you in that moment, and your boss didn't let you go and get the one thing that would have saved your life. Sir, you might be charged for murder. You might have a very severe court case. I once got fired from a construction crew for banging my hammer in a funky rhythm. I need to hear it. What do you mean? Were you like purposely, or like you would play a tune, while getting the job done? Because I feel like that could make the construction site, a much more peppy place. I wouldn't mind some tunes. We could all sing along while you're hammering away, if you got a good beat going and you know what you're doing. I was fired from a bartending job once because I refused to take shots with the owner's wife, who's also our manager. She got so mad, even though I tried several times to tell her that I drove to work and couldn't drink, she responded with, "Why don't you like to drink with me?" Okay, first of all, I'm trying to be responsible and not drink and drive. Number 1, and most importantly. And 2, I used to be a bartender. I would get in trouble if I did a shot. I took a job at a movie theater in high school because they promised me a set schedule. Me and another coworker worked it out where one of us was always on shift. About a month after I started, they handed me a new schedule starting at 2 p.m. I was in class until 3 p.m. Told them no, got fired for my lack of commitment to the theater. Yeah, well, stay in school, kids. I can promise you that a movie theater job is not more important than an education. Look at me being all promoting good things. My hat was a nice and simple baseball cap. I work at a local supermarket. Everything was going all right until the last hour of my shift when my boss came to check up on us. Everyone else has a beanie, a cap, or a winter hat, but my boss took one quick look at my hat and called me into her office. Then she told me I was fired because the symbol on my hat was too edgy. The symbol was a schooner. I cried that day when I left the store. What the heck's a schooner? Oh, you cried. That makes me so sad. I gotta look up schooner. A boat? No, you got fired because your hat had a boat? Y'all, I was picturing something like that could look mildly offensive, like maybe it was shaped like a wiener or something. It's a boat. It was a small 40-person company and nothing was ever done to celebrate, so I hosted a potluck. Everyone came except the boss. She felt it was not appropriate to socialize with the help. She fired me the day after. I feel like every story today is going to be very wildly illegal as to why these people got fired. Like, there's no way that was loud, but okay. I feel like Karen was just upset that maybe, I don't know, was she invited? Did you invite them? Were they mad they didn't get invited? Or they were invited and they just chose not to socialize and they had like just this attitude? I don't know. That's wild. Whether at the start of a new sentence or to emphasize something important, capital letters are necessary in the English language. However, Vicky Walter of New Zealand faced consequences after typing in all caps. In an email that she sent out to colleagues explaining how to fill out certain forms, Walker used a variety of capital letters and bold and red fonts. While it was her way of helping to explain instructions to colleagues, management saw it as confrontational and fired her. Later, Walker was awarded $17,000 for lost wages and wrongful termination. You go, Walker. You get that cash. Are you kidding me? That is insane. Bless his heart, my dad emails in all caps. He used to always message like that. Like just all caps. I actually like it. I don't know. Like it depends. It depends on the tone, because if you're angry and typing in all caps, someone's pissed. But if you're just having a conversation in all caps, I don't know, it makes it easier to see. After feeling short of breath due to asthma, former New Jersey-based factory assembly line worker JD asked his supervisor at train plant in Hamilton, New Jersey if he could go home, which was only 3 miles from the plant, and get his inhaler. Criticizing him for working slowly, instead, his boss told him to pick up his belongings and leave. JD sued the company and was awarded $45,000 in damages and wages. Yeah, as expected, that is definitely illegal. I need breath. I need to breathe, quite literally. Not for this job, but like for my life. At a McDonald's store in the Netherlands, an employee sold her coworker a hamburger. Later, the friend asked the employee to add a slice of cheese to the burger. McDonald's fired the employee, saying she should have charged for a cheeseburger instead of a hamburger. Taking the case to a district court, the layoff was ruled too severe of a measure, and the fast food chain was ordered to pay the employee more than €4,000 in damages. Yeah. A slice of cheese? Give me a break. I get like being given a warning about that. 100% I get it. But like to fire someone, like how stupid. Imagine seeing that come into your courtroom. Fired over a slice of cheese. Oh my God, you guys, when I worked at Tim Hortons, I worked with like all my best friends at the time. And you better know that when we'd go on lunch break and we'd order things, like whoever was working on the bagel station, bacon, extra cream cheese, everything in the book, and they would charge us for like the most like plain bagel with butter, and there'd be 9 things on that bagel. Upon spotting an older man drowning in unguarded waters, then 21-year-old lifeguard Thomas Lopez left his post to save him. However, after successfully rescuing him, Lopez was fired for leaving his assigned area. Shortly after, his supervisors offered him his job back, saying they acted hastily. After declining the offer, and much to his surprise, Lopez was awarded a key to his city for his courageous act. That is so ironic. Your job is to save lives, and then you get fired for saving a life. The irony. All right, guys, these were crazy reasons people got fired. If you have your own story, feel free to share down below. You can keep it anonymous. You can keep it anonymous. You don't have to tell me, you know, the company, the name, but also you can tell me. Secret is safe with me. Except it'll be on a public platform. I'm getting out of here. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.